Welcome back to another episode of Book Depths and Insights. This is the place where we explore books that help us understand people, life, and even ourselves in a deeper way. Let me start with a simple question. Have you ever felt that some people are just too hard to deal with? No matter how nicely you explain something, they don't seem to get it. Sometimes you may even think, am I surrounded by idiots? That's exactly where Thomas Erikson's famous book, Surrounded by Idiots, begins. But here's the twist. Those idiots are not really idiots at all. They just think, talk, and behave differently from you. Thomas Erikson, a Swedish behavioral expert and communication coach, learned this after many years of working with people. During his training sessions, he noticed something interesting. Human behavior follows certain patterns. These patterns are deeply rooted in our minds and repeat themselves again and again. To explain this in a simple way, Erikson created a system called the four-color personality model. According to him, every person belongs mainly to one of four color types: red, yellow, green, or blue. Each color represents a different personality style, how we communicate, how we think, and how we react to others. Every type has its own strengths, weaknesses, and unique ways of dealing with life. Let's explore these four colors one by one and see what they reveal about us and the people around us. Let's begin with the red personality, the most energetic and determined of all. Red people are natural-born leaders. They're confident, bold, and focused on getting results. They don't like wasting time or talking too much about details. For them, everything is about action. You'll often hear them say things like, "Let's get it done. I'll handle it. What's next?" They move fast, think fast, and make decisions quickly. Reds are always ready to face challenges and take charge. They love competition and hate small talk, but their biggest strength can also become their weakness. Sometimes Reds can sound too demanding or impatient. They may speak so directly that others feel hurt or ignored. Yet Erikson reminds us, without Reds, nothing would move forward. They're the ones who make decisions when others hesitate. They take bold steps and push progress. That if you're working with a red, remember this. Be confident, clear, and direct. They respect people who get to the point and take action. But they also need to remember that not everyone moves as fast as they do. Next come the yellows, the bright and lively ones who light up every room. They are full of energy, imagination, and positivity. Yellows are the storytellers, idea generators, and dreamers. Talking to a yellow can instantly lift your mood. They speak with excitement, think big, and see opportunities everywhere. But there's a small problem. They can be impulsive. Yellows love starting new things, but often struggle to finish them. Their enthusiasm sometimes makes them overlook small details, and they can easily get distracted. Still, Erikson says yellows are essential. They bring life, color, and creativity to every team. Their optimism helps people stay motivated even in tough times. They remind us that joy and energy are as important as logic and order. If you're dealing with a yellow, keep your conversation lively. Let them express their ideas, but gently help them stay focused. They respond best when you mix fun with purpose. Now let's meet the greens, the most patient, calm, and kind people of all. Greens value peace and harmony. They dislike conflict and try to make everyone feel comfortable. They are great listeners, quiet, understanding, and trustworthy. In a group, they're often the ones keeping everyone together, even if they don't always speak much. Greens like stability and routine. They don't rush into change. They prefer doing things properly and steadily, at their own pace. However, this can also cause challenges. Sometimes greens find it hard to say no. They might avoid expressing their true feelings to prevent conflict. When pushed too far, they tend to withdraw instead of arguing. Still, Erikson reminds us that greens are the heart of any group. Their patience and kindness make them excellent friends, family members, and coworkers. They teach us the power of empathy and understanding. When talking to a green, always be polite and gentle. Give them time to think and decide. Once they trust you, they'll stand by your side no matter what. But never rush them. Patience is key. Finally, we have the blues, the planners, thinkers, and perfectionists. Blues care deeply about accuracy, structure, and doing things the right way. They notice small details that others miss and always double-check their work. That if yellows chase ideas and reds chase results, blues chase perfection. They believe that anything worth doing should be done properly. Blues are logical and cautious. They prefer to think things through before taking action. But this attention to detail can sometimes slow them down. They might take too long to make a decision or be too critical of themselves and others. Despite that, their careful nature is a gift. Erikson explains that blues bring balance and stability to any team. They organize chaos and ensure that plans are realistic and sustainable. When dealing with a blue, be clear, honest, and respectful. Don't exaggerate or rush them. They trust facts more than emotions. But once they believe in you, they become incredibly loyal and dependable. Now, here's the interesting part. Most of our daily conflicts happen because people of different colors try to communicate in their own style, without realizing that the other person sees the world differently. For example, a fast-talking red might think a slow-speaking blue is unsure or weak that a happy. Chatty yellow might think a quiet green is ignoring them, but a calm green might feel stressed by a demanding red. All of them are different, but none of them are wrong. Erikson emphasizes that effective communication starts with understanding these differences. When you know someone's color, you can adjust your way of speaking to connect better. Here's a simple way to remember. Reds respond to confidence. Yellows respond to energy. Greens respond to calmness. Blues respond to clarity. When you adapt your approach, conversations become smoother, relationships stronger, and misunderstandings fewer. Erikson says real wisdom doesn't come from talking louder. It comes from listening smarter. Instead of expecting others to change for us, we should first adjust our own behavior. That's how couples build stronger bonds, parents connect with their children, and leaders truly inspire their teams. You don't have to change who you are, just be aware of how others see you. Once you understand your own color and the colors of people around you, you'll start noticing invisible patterns in every conversation. That's when communication becomes connected. Be why the end of Surrounded by Idiots. Erikson gives us one powerful message. People aren't difficult to deal with. They're just different. Every person has strengths and weaknesses. The moment we stop judging and start understanding, everything changes. Think about it. The person who interrupts you isn't rude. Maybe they're a red who loves action. The one who talks too much isn't shallow. Maybe they're a yellow full of excitement. The quiet one isn't uninterested. Maybe they're a green who values peace. And the one who keeps questioning everything isn't doubting you. Maybe they're a blue who just wants to be sure. When you realize this, your world becomes simpler. You stop seeing idiots and start seeing people, each with their own way of thinking and feeling. At the end of the day, communication is not about talking. It's about connecting. That's the heart of Erikson's message. To understand others, we must first understand ourselves. Once we do, life becomes easier, relationships become stronger, and our workplaces and homes become more peaceful. If this episode gave you a new way to look at people, I really encourage you to read the full book, Thomas. Erikson Surrounded by Idiots is filled with real-life stories, examples, and insights that will make you think differently about every interaction in your life. It's not just a book about personalities. It's a guide to better relationships, smarter communication, and personal growth. In every conversation you have after this, you'll start noticing the colors of people. Who's red, who's yellow, who's green, and who's blue. And that awareness will make your world more colorful, not more complicated. So, that's all for today's episode of Book Depths and Insights. I hope this journey through Surrounded by Idiots helped you see people and yourself in a fresh new light. Until then, if this episode was helpful or inspiring, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us bring more meaningful book discussions to life. And, as always, stay curious, stay kind, and take excellent care of yourself. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode of Book Depths and Insights.